Hey, everybody. This is going to be the list part 4. We seem to be wanting to do lots of examples and see how the thinking goes. And so here we go. This is a 1 and 2 Don playing. Hopefully I've shared enough details about the list so that you can repeat it. We've seen that playing that one game a week where you use the list, every move, it's laborious, it's annoying because it's the same question over and over and over and over. But it is a way of training one's mind to see the board a certain way. Okay, continuing. 2 big areas. Let's talk about what they are and why. We have your unfinished corner. Like empty corners are always big. Are they always the biggest? Well, no, but they're always huge. Unfinished corners, always huge. They might not be biggest, but they're pretty much always worth playing. The other one is the top, and let's make sure we know why. This wall, the 2-stone shamari upper right, is in effect a wall facing the top. Some people don't quite get why it is that. So let's make the wall nice and big. Okay, and I'll get rid of that. So we have a nice big wall. Which way does it face? Well, let's start extending off one side. And we can say it looks like it creates a 3x3 little square. And if we put one on the top, it looks like it creates a 5x8. So that's why walls have a direction they like, is because it's a larger cup, if you know what that means. So white to play, top's big because the shamari face is there, and the B-stone, the 4/4s, are bad for the corner, generally speaking, but they're good for extending. So the B-stone likes to play on top, and the shamari likes to play on top. So the top is big. The right, not so big. We've talked about low settled groups, and that's what the C-stone is. That's the low side and settled. It doesn't have much desire to play there. What's that about? Really not big. So the right is small, top is big, then we have an unfinished corner, and the bottom's big, but it's not, has nothing to compare with the others. White chooses the corner, and this is a pre-pinch to the corner. That is to say, black, white pinches, right? But here it is, we've pinched before the stone got there. A pre-pinch. So we are in effect relating to the corner, and it's the famous low Chinese. Pardon me. Black plays here. That's the small side. If we ask how much has black lost here, that's a very hard question to answer. Intuitively, I would say it's almost half a stone value, which is 4 points, 3 or 4 points. But again, I'd have a hard time thinking it's less than that, might be a little more than that. Bottom's big. Let's just go through it. The 2 white stones, I hate to say there are 2 stone wall facing the right, but these 2 stones do desire the bottom. They create a double wing and make it harder and harder for black to enter white's corner area. So they like playing on the bottom. The two black stones both like playing on the bottom. So bottom's getting pretty big. So 4 things like the bottom, 2 or 3 things like the top. So I would say bottom's bigger. Makes sense. Makes sense. There's many variations we can play here. That makes for an interesting game. But white went 3-3, which is by far the most common, because in one move we have points, we have life. Here, lots of choices. A, settle your group in center, because black needs to finish here. B, break out into the center, bother that C stone. Kind of sounds nice. C, threatening to reduce the right side while taking the corner. They all have merit. I like C. I used to play it, 40, 50 years ago, but it wasn't in vogue. It wasn't popular. So I kind of stopped. But AlphaGo says it's the preferred one. And let's just look at why. So here's white getting surrounded. How can this be good? Well, it's good because white plays away. If black says, great, I'm going to punish you, then white gets to play away again. Now, white's going to make this exchange real quick before he does that, because that was going to be the sente. Like, we got 2 moves away. And, of course, black's still cut, not that that's meaningful right now. So that's the reason why AlphaGo likes this. Get the corner, get 2 moves away, assuming black wants to do something. And if black doesn't want to do it, then this is sente to, cut and kill something. So it's a very pleasant formation. I use it all the time now. Getting more and more used to it. White comes down. Life in sente. That's fine. And then up to the big area. Yeah. Don't ask me what this is. I don't get this. Nobody's weak. Well, that's not true. The A stone can get cut. True. And that would be a bother. Maybe it's time to do some sort of defense as we grow. That certainly solves the problems. And it's a big move. Strikes me as too small. I'm going on intuition here. It just doesn't seem to be the right area. But I don't see a way of working out why. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that. So if black is weak, we don't want to play this because it's looks low and flat and uninteresting, while this grows the right dynamically. Okay, but let's say A is okay, and that's how I would play it, that A is going to be fine. Maybe I can connect or live on the bottom. Maybe Mi is the answer. So if A is fine, then where do we do? What do we do? That means everyone's fine, and it's big areas. 1, 2, 3, 4 big areas. 5 big areas. So we look for things that are linked. This is linked because we're creating our own big area as we bother white's big area. So we can say that's linked. But we know that white can play a big move that links things together, plays more than one big area. His move is limiting, very one purpose only. This is one purpose, a bigger one purpose, and the second purpose, next, we can invade more easily. This one, wow, that looks like it's growing big time as we give white some points. Well, let's not go into the right and wrong of it, but realize this is kind of looking good for black. That's an interesting move. But let's keep it simple and say it's time to invade white, because white has 3 areas and he can grow pretty well. We'll just start with that assumption. We need to start somewhere to keep this brief. So that makes it for area 3, 2, 3, and 5. And they're all big, so they're all fine to work with. We don't have to worry which one's biggest. The better question is which one's the easiest. The easier it is, the more profit it is for us, or less profit for him. Area 2 is the only one that's easy. So in we'd go. And this stone has 3 options for health, so we would start there. He went here, very one-dimensional. Multi-purpose move. Black did annoy the A stone, and our white's B move does help the A stone. So that's pleasant. Not necessary, but pleasant. Grows the top, develops the left. Very nice move. Black comes in. The left is still easier. That would be this move. I think we all know this. Let's touch on it briefly. Let's look at this area. Okay. If black comes in, we'll say normal. White's already defended, so white can go on a severe attack. Very harsh. Here, of course, is easy, right? If this is here, white can now attack, not exactly severe, but depending on circumstances, black may say, okay, black may say, no, it's a little, I don't like being this hard. But with this already here, it's getting too difficult, so we drop down. And I had this on the 4th line. We'll keep it on the 4th line. Now, our life is going to be easier, but smaller. So we're either going to get an easy corner with A or an easy extension to B. So it generally looks like white, black, white, and then you start getting out with an extension move. That's kind of a normal pattern here. So we looked at all that. So it would be here. It would look like that. And black's living comfortably in a big white area. Down here, not going to be comfortable. So that's going to be smaller. It's an interesting white move. 3rd line is for stability. 4th line is to keep the pressure up. Got to keep the pressure up. We're here to attack. Black has had the audacity to come into our area. We must press. Now, that means this is black's right to approach, and okay, that's Sente. We need to stop that. But we're not here to worry about the bottom. We're here to apply pressure. Black does play here. Does he have the right? Well, no. Just the simple, if white plays here, if black doesn't respond, then that was a wasted move. So very hard on black. Just game over, basically. White did this move without that, but that leaves some nasty work here. That's very hard. So black might be able to fight back. So white didn't fix first. Black comes out. Chase with the knight's move. We know that proverb as he builds area 1. Now, let's look at some natural problems with this move. White has a cut at 1. White has a cut at 2. White's got a nasty knight's move at 3. So we had weaknesses, and we now have more weaknesses. That bothers me. I don't like this. Now, if you want to play correct go, then read all this out. It's not going to take you more than 10 or 20 years. Read it all out to a rock-solid conclusion and proceed. Well, I've never done that. I'm never going to do that. I don't want to say never. That's extremely hard. Instead, we play easier. We go, well, I've got a lot of problems. Why don't I, before I start attacking, why don't I, you know what? I'm going to start by fixing this one, which is kind of Sente. And then, now do I have the right? Easier. But, you know, he just touched my A stone. I would like to touch back. That's kind of a rule. When you touch back, because the fight is very good for whoever plays next. And there's a big gap over here. This is very painful for black. Black needs to fix. There's still a cut there. Yeah, but let's chase with the knight's move, but let's support our knight's move stone. Let's chase with the knight's move from this side. Well, black gets out. Uh-oh, we're growing in a practical way, taking cash rather than potential. Does black dare do that? Well, white has his own weaknesses, so yeah. Here's white getting more cash. And now let's fix our stone so we don't get cut in black's area. So the result, our A structure, which used to be thin, is rock solid and out. We've created actual points on the left in our B area. His C group, 0 eyes, cuttable, and out, but not all the way out. So great success for white. So learn the patterns of thinking and follow them. Here, bit weak. Black fixes in Sente. Let's ask a quick question. How many points has white created in area 1? 0. That's not cash. The way we played, it was cash. We did have cash with the future. Here's just the future. Atari, why on earth would black Atari there? That's a white weakness. Now it's not. We fixed white for what purpose? I can't think of one. Now, these players are playing using a certain habit. It's the worst habit a Go player can have. It's called putting a stone down. I know this sounds funny. All Go players do it. It's a habit. It's my turn. I think I'll put a stone down. Stop it. Put the stone back in the bowl, get your finger off the clicker, and think. That's the best habit you can have. Consider the board. Every move, literally every move, look around and make decisions. The more you do that, the more it becomes a habit, and the more you see, oh, I saw that last time, and you start building. That's what strong players do. They've spent a lot of time thinking, and the moves start, oh, I know this one, I know this one. I have some students that are kind of shocked during review because I'll see their move, and within half a second, I'm going, well, there's all these things that you're missing. And they're like, wow. And I'm like, I've gone through this countless times, countless. So I know them all, and they're learning them all. Yeah. So start the habit, develop the habit, get on a learning curve. Okay. So we've seen a lot of things. We've seen examples of list. We've seen examples of how do you find big areas. That's an important one. And that's probably enough for this video. Okay, I hope it was helpful. I hope you're seeing good things, and we'll be seeing you later. Okay, bye.